This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Governor Janet Mills signed the hotly contested $500 million supplemental budget today at Eastern Maine Community College in Bangor. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. In addition to a 2% tax on Mainers who make more than $1 million and $300 relief checks for qualifying Mainers, the more than $500 million budget also makes free community college permanent. The governor signed the measure surrounded by community college students who will directly benefit from its passage.
Everything that this campus and the 6 other campuses offer are critical needs for our people, our families, our economy, and critical needs for the young people who need to find a good job, need to find a good career that fits them, that suits them. And that's what I've seen in touring the community college campuses all over this state. People so excited to be where they are, learn what they're learning, and do what they're doing.
Meanwhile, House Republicans responded to the budget signing in their weekly radio address. House Republican leader Billy Bob Falkingham and Assistant Leader Katrina Smith said after 8 years of record-breaking revenues, Democrats raised taxes on working families last year to cover massive Maine care shortfalls, and now they're doing it again.
After targeting low-income earners, now they're raising taxes again, this time targeting high earners. But here's the reality. Those taxpayers are the most mobile. They can leave. And when they do, Maine loses jobs, investment, and future revenue.
Well, officials are trying to determine the cause of a fatal fire in the Aroostook County town of Westfield that happened on Thursday. This is video of the fire taken by onlookers and posted to social media. The state fire marshal's office says the fire at 1197 Holton Road started just after 3:30 p.m. They say when crews arrived, they found heavy fire conditions and family members at the scene indicated a person was likely trapped inside. Firefighters remained on the scene into the evening, conducting an extensive search for that individual. A deceased male was eventually located within the structure. His body was taken to the medical examiner's office where an autopsy will be conducted and a positive identification can be made. Investigators say information from witnesses suggests the fire may have started in the barn area. However, the official cause remains under investigation. And the fire that destroyed a Jonesboro home Thursday has been ruled accidental. A spokesperson for the state fire marshal's office says the Jonesboro Fire Department responded to 755 U.S. Route 1 a little before 4 p.m. Fire marshals were on the scene again today. They determined the fire originated under the pellet stove vent. No one was home at the time of the incident. In other news, a Maine mom is suing a Penobscot County hospital and 2 providers for alleged medical malpractice. She claims they mishandled her daughter's painful joint condition. Our Callie Warren explains.
A 7-year-old girl faces a possible lifetime of pain, according to her mother, who is suing the Millinocket Regional Hospital for medical malpractice. Elizabeth Haven Sarami says that her daughter, Kensley Haven, suffered since birth with a condition called developmental dysplasia of the hip. It means that her hip sockets fail to develop normally and stabilize. In a complaint filed in Penobscot County Superior Court on Tuesday, Sarami says both of Kensley's hips were dislocated until she was almost 5 years old. It resulted in pain, delayed milestones, and an abnormal gait. She says her daughter's healthcare providers, now defendants in this case, failed to diagnose and treat. Sarami says that if the defendant had recognized Kensley's condition when she was younger, she might have been able to avoid multiple invasive surgeries, the risk of a degenerative hip disease, and likely lifelong physical impairment. Sarami is seeking damages for medical expenses, physical suffering, emotional stress, and more. We reached out to the hospital for comment, but have yet to hear back at this time. Sarami declined to comment, and her legal team has not responded to our request.
And that was Callie Warren reporting. Governor Mills spent the afternoon in Bangor with her campaign team visiting local businesses and meeting with constituents. Our Alex Schley was there and has more.
Maine Governor Janet Mills spent Friday visiting local businesses and meeting with community leaders to discuss the issues that matter most to Mainers. In October, Mills announced she will run for the U.S. Senate against longtime incumbent Susan Collins, who has represented Maine in Washington, D.C. since 1997. However, since then, she has spent limited time on the campaign trail.
I'm a full-time governor. I've got a full-time job on top of campaigning. So, whoops. I have been focusing a lot on that.
But with the supplemental budget now signed and the legislative session set to adjourn next week, Mills says she expects to spend more time outside Augusta. She began her afternoon at Briar Patch, an independent bookstore in downtown Bangor, where she picked up several books for her grandchildren and herself.
I think it shows that she supports small business, which is the backbone of every community.
Later, she sat down with community leaders from across central Maine to hear what they want to see from their next U.S. Senator.
The issue that I would like to talk about is in Maine right now, school construction is just going to be a huge problem.
Despite the primaries being less than 2 months away and Graham Plattner taking a significant lead, she says she plans to rely on the same campaign strategy that's proven to work for her in the past.
My strategy has always been retail politics. And that's what I love to do. That's what I do. That's how I won before, and I'll win again.
In Bangor, Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Meanwhile, State Senator Jim Libby has dropped out of the race to be Maine's next governor. Libby shared his decision in a Facebook post saying, quote, "As I did not qualify for Clean Elections financial support, I have determined my campaign is no longer viable," end quote. Maine Ethics Commission staff found Libby did not submit the necessary number of valid qualifying contributions. Candidates are also required to submit proof that contributors are registered to vote in Maine. The Maine Ethics Commission says Libby did not do that for a significant number of his contributors. Meanwhile, plans for a new town dock in Bucksport are moving forward. According to Community and Economic Development Director Rich Rotella, the current 315-foot wooden seasonal structure is slated for replacement with a 400-foot concrete year-round structure, and that replacement project officially went out to bid today. He says one of the many benefits the new dock will have is it will be compliant with the Americans with Disabilities Act.
The goal is to get through the bid process. Work cannot begin until November 15th in the water due to regulations.
The project to install the new town dock began in 2019 and is funded with around $4 million in congressionally directed spending through Senator Susan Collins' office and the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Rotella says the goal is for the new dock to be ready by spring of next year. Well, there's an annual walking tour of Bangor that brings history hiding in plain sight to life. Organizers want it to become a more common occurrence. Our Doug Banks has the story.
This 2-minute news story only scratches the surface of what lies beneath us.
Just trying to accept the fact that the possibilities are there and opening up the idea of it is something that I don't think has really been presented to the community at whole.
Next month, Black Travel Maine will be hosting a Black History walking tour of downtown Bangor.
The Black community in this area, it's not necessarily a segregated area.
The tour will traverse time and landmarks, taking participants across the Kenduskeag Stream toward the Columbia Street Baptist Church.
A lot of activity for the Black community happened there. Then it'll move on to Hammond Street. We'll talk about Hammond Street Congregational Church. That church where the Anti-Slavery Society used to hold functions back in the 1830s when they first got together. And then from there we'll move back into downtown Bangor and talk about the Underground Railroads underneath Pickering Square. The oral history behind that, moving slaves through the Underground Railroad, across the river over to the Holyoke House, which ties in the North to Freedom statue where they were stationed until it was safe for them to continue their ground travel towards Canada.
For Bangor area guide David Payne, this tour goes beyond Bangor's brick facade.
It really is a family involvement. A lot of my research when I started, I talked with family. A couple of them, fortunate for me, they were born in the 1800s and I was able to get the time to talk with them. Others that have since passed on shared stories that weren't asked through the generations. And I'm able to carry that forward.
The tour will be held on Saturday, May 2nd
and it'll start at 1 o'clock in front of the Black Matriarch sign in front of the Bangor Public Library. To learn more, visit blacktravelmaine.com.
The biggest thing for me with the tour is just recognizing what used to be here and how everything used to come together.
In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And now, folks, it's about that time. Let's pause for our first look at our forecast.
All right, thank you very much. A beautiful spring-like day out there for today. Upper 50s and low 60s across the viewing area. You saw 59 here in Bangor. That sea breeze keeping you a little bit cooler along your coastline with upper 40s there in Rockland and Bar Harbor, but still 61 in Augusta. You saw 67 in Sanford and 73 in Freiburg for today. Now, up north, a bit cooler in some spots. Still some low to mid-60s out there throughout Millinock and Holton, but 58 in Presque Isle and 57 in Greenville this afternoon. Now, we do have a cold front on the way tonight. It's going to bring some on and off scattered rain showers throughout the region. Nothing too heavy out there, but mainly seeing that rain along your coastline overnight tonight into the Machias area. And this will get out of here by the morning hours, but we'll be left with the back end of the low pressure spinning over us, and that's going to spit out a few flurries or rain showers for tomorrow, mainly falling as sprinkles or flurries, so not too big of a deal, but we will have some wind with this, gusting near 30 miles per hour before high pressure settles in for tomorrow night, bringing clear skies and cooler temperatures back to the area. But as you see for tonight, we're going to stay a little bit above average with those lows hanging out just near 40 degrees with rain showers passing through the region.
Chase, thank you very much. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, Americans generate around 3 billion at-home sharps a year in waste, but many don't know how to safely dispose of them. And our Alexa Kennedy was in Bangor to highlight a Husson University program that's dusting off some old cases. We'll have those stories and much more when we come back.
From the heart of Maine, where rugged beauty meets timeless craftsmanship, Richard Henderson & Sons Masonry, taming the outdoors through groundwork, retaining walls and seawalls, building custom fireplaces that become the centerpiece of your home, crafting granite steps and patios that invite you outdoors, designing hardscapes that turn yards into living spaces, built to last, crafted for life. Richard Henderson & Sons Masonry, quality in every stone.
When I was 29, I was diagnosed with cancer. And I think part of research and advocating for more money for cancer research allows survivors to have more time. Senator Collins supports and advocates for more funding for cancer research so that people can have better treatments, they can have better outcomes, and therefore they can live better lives as cancer survivors. Thank you, Senator Collins. Continue fighting for our families.
Do you have a wet basement, nasty crawl space, settling foundation, sinking concrete, or clogged gutters? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems, all things basement-y. For over 30 years, thousands of homeowners throughout Maine and southeastern New Hampshire have trusted TC Hafford. Basement waterproofing, crawl space repair, stabilizing foundations, concrete leveling, and gutter installation. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems for all things basement-y.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out half-off deals from foxbangor.com.
For the perfect floral arrangement, look no further than Luigi & Fredericks in Bangor. Our expert florists beautifully arrange flowers for any celebration or occasion. Trust Luigi & Fredericks for bouquets that brighten anyone's day.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with half-off deals from foxbangor.com.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Americans generate an estimated 3 billion sharps in at-home injection waste, and one website is trying to encourage responsible and safe disposal. At-home prescription injectables are popular for a variety of medical needs, but not all patients know how to safely dispose of them. MyOldMeds.com is a website that helps people find drug and sharps disposal resources, and they've just launched a Maine-specific page to provide patients with adequate disposal resources. The page advises advises sharps disposal in sealed and labeled plastic containers. It also provides a locator of drop-off locations for sharps and other prescription medications. National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day is Saturday, April 25th, but not all take-back sites accept sharps. For a link to those resources and more information, you can find this story on our website, foxbangor.com. A unique program at Husson University is giving students the chance to step into the world of criminal justice by working on cases that still need answers. Our Alexa Kennedy has the story.
Students pursuing investigative careers are getting the opportunity to work on real-life cold cases through the Husson Cold Case Internship Program. The hands-on program brings together students in pre-law, forensic science, and criminal justice to analyze and potentially resolve cold cases provided by state police and the Attorney General's office.
We really push the methodology of experiential learning. And what better way for students to get experience on what they're going to be doing once they leave here than giving them some practice at it while they are here.
Students review evidence, build witness lists, and explore new investigative options using modern techniques. Pelletier says even small steps matter.
I would make the argument that anytime you look at a case, you're going to make some type of progress. It just doesn't, you might not know what that looks like.
Participating students say this interactive program gave them an advantage when preparing to enter the workforce.
I feel like this has helped me get my firsthand real-world experience before I'm put out into the real world and graduate, which I feel like has given me an opportunity that not many people get to say they have. It truly brings your education to life. I wanted to do something meaningful. I'm really big about helping other people, and it gave me an opportunity to really help the victims and their families and give them some sort of sense of closure.
At the end of each semester, students present their findings, hoping their work can help move cases closer to resolution. In Bangor, Alexa Kennedy, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, our Jack Webb is up with sports. Stay tuned.
We've got a 100-year-old company here, and it's because of the service, the quality, and the experience. It gets done right.
I think we've been doing it for so long. The only thing that we do, that when we walk into a room, we automatically know how to treat that window. We can take any product that the customer's looking for and make it work in just about any situation that they present us with. So
There's no reason to be overwhelmed when we can help you through it.
we're not going anywhere. We've been around for 100 years.
At Ashes to Ashes Pet Crematory, we understand your pet is family. When it's time to say goodbye, you deserve compassionate, respectful care. We're a family-owned crematory in LaGrange, offering private cremation for dogs, cats, and even exotic pets. You'll meet the caring people who handle everything from start to finish. Visit our office to see our selection of urns and memorial jewelry for pets and people. You do have a choice in where your pet is cremated. Call Ashes to Ashes Pet Crematory today. We're here when you need us most. Please call us for pricing of services.
Peter Pan here. You know, I thought growing up would be the worst. Bills, responsibility, pants. But then I found a way to hack adulthood. It's called AAA. Grown-up perks, zero grown-up stress. Woo! Insurance and roadside assistance? Hey, yep. It's cool. I've got AAA. And don't forget, epic discounts on dining and travel. With AAA, it pays to be a member. A little more whipped cream, please? Yeah.
Are you in need of remodeling your bathroom? Want to convert your tub into a safe walk-in shower? Call the experts at Bangor Bathrooms by Design now. They offer complete bathroom remodels, and from start to finish, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call them now and save thousands. 659-6457. Enjoy that brand new bathroom you've always wanted from Bangor Bathrooms by Design. Transforming bathrooms, elevating lives.
Again, folks, the Maine football team has been hard at work with spring practice, and with former Black Bears quarterback Carter Peavy graduating this May, Quarterback battle is brewing up in Orono. At the center of every preseason are the team position battles. In most cases, veterans will retain their starting spots, but for the Black Bears, there is a vacancy at the quarterback position. There are 4 quarterbacks on Maine's roster: sophomore Eddie Bueller, junior Caden Drezick, freshman Michael McMaw, and junior Keegan Andrews, who will all battle for the starting position now and this fall during camp. Head coach Jordan Stevens says the most important trait of a quarterback is leadership, and that's what he'll be looking for.
We need a guy who, was willing to put everything on the line to go execute, win games, and do it for his teammates. So leadership is number one. I mean, just like a guy that the team is going to rally behind, and a guy that is going to carry the spirit of the team.
In the modern day game of football, a quarterback is not only expected to be able to go through his progression and throw an accurate pass, but he's now often expected to be able to extend the play on the ground with his feet, which Steven says is a plus.
They all have the ability to extend plays, and certainly can be used in any type of zone read or read element with the quarterback.
Certainly something to keep an eye on as we work towards this fall. We'll stay in Orono, and Maine hockey fans, they've enjoyed the program's resurgence under head coach Ben Barr. They've gotten back to being one of the hottest brands in college hockey, but that success comes at a cost. Prices are going up, and to get into Alfond Arena next season, most season ticket packages are increasing anywhere from 23 to 32%, with the cheapest single-game ticket prices jumping 40%. A spokesperson for the UMaine Athletic Department says they worked with a consulting firm and took their own operation cost into consideration, along with comparing their own pricing with competitors. They also added that the new Alfond renovations and the new student-athlete fund are completely separate from the rising ticket prices. Half and full season tickets go on sale on Tuesday. 700 people on that waiting list, by the way. The Masters tournament is in full swing as the best golfers in the world battle it out to win that coveted green jacket. Here's how things stand as of right now. These scores are as of 5:40 p.m. Obviously, some making moves right now. Rory McIlroy is still in first, even though this was made at 5:40. Patrick Reed was having trouble when I last stopped watching. Tommy Fleetwood there tied for second. Sam Burns tied for second as well. 2 other golfers tied for 5th. We'll have updates for you later on as the cut line dwindles down. That's all the time we have now. For sports, here's your full 5-day forecast.
Thank you very much. Tonight's weather is brought to you by Silva's Towing in Old Town, serving Penobscot County and beyond. All right, so for today, a pleasant spring-like day out there for April. Bangor with a high of 59 degrees, just below 60. You saw the sea breeze giving us some cooler temperatures in Rockland and Bar Harbor, unfortunately, hanging out in the upper 40s for you, but the rest of us in the low to mid-60s. Down towards the southwest, you saw Sanford at 67 and Freiburg in the 70s for today at 73 degrees. Now, a bit further north, still some warm temperatures out there, low to mid-60s in Millinocket and Holton, but some areas in the upper 50s as well, as you see in Presque Isle and Greenville. So for tonight, we have a cold front coming through the area. You'll see temperatures fall back near freezing well up north, but here in Bangor, we're going to stay right around 40 degrees for that low tonight, and slightly warmer along your coastline. As we head into tomorrow, we're going to feel the effects of the cold front, not really seeing those temperatures increase much, only near 50 for tomorrow. You're going to see that along your coastline as well, with some temperatures holding in the upper 30s and low 40s well further north. So average highs this time of year now reaching to the low 50s. Going to be close. We'll get that forecast high at 48 for tomorrow, but then back above average Sunday, Monday, even into your Tuesday. Tuesday looking at high at 65 degrees. We'll see a cold front then, but that still brings us back in your average for Wednesday. A nice jump Thursday back into the low 60s, but yes, another cold front will come with that and some precipitation for your Thursday night into your Friday, falling back into the upper 40s. So a little bit of wind out ahead of this front right now. You're seeing 15 miles per hour sustained here in Bangor. Now, once the front moves through, we'll see the winds die down throughout the night, but on the backside of that system, those winds are going to be gusting near 30 miles per hour throughout much of the morning and afternoon hours for tomorrow to start off the weekend. So for tonight, on and off rain showers along Bangor and your coastline, mainly seeing the heavier showers along your coastline for tonight into the Machias area. Again, kind of on and off throughout the night, but as we get into tomorrow morning and afternoon, the cold front's out of here, but the back end will still be spinning over us, and this can spit out a few flurries or sprinkles for tomorrow, mainly staying north of Bangor, so you got much better chances to stay dry here in Bangor and along your coastline, as you see much more cloud cover further north for for tomorrow, but the high pressure settles in tomorrow night. That sticks around for your Sunday, bringing plenty of sunshine and warmer temperatures once again reaching into the mid-50s. So for tonight, we got those lows hanging out near 40 with some precipitation passing by for tonight. Scattered rain showers on and off throughout the night. Skies will stay cloudy, and again, winds light from the south around 5 to 10 miles per hour. But then the back end gets in for tomorrow. We'll see partly cloudy skies here in Bangor. As you head just north of town, you can run into a few sprinkles or flurries. Otherwise, highs in the upper 40s here in Bangor. But again, winds will be gusting near 30 miles per hour on the backside of that low pressure that we're seeing out there, making its way in tonight into tomorrow. So here's your extended forecast. You'll see the high pressure settle in Sunday. Highs then reaching back above average to the mid-50s. We'll see mid to upper 50s Monday, but that comes with a few more rain showers. Taking a break Tuesday. Highs really going to bump up into the mid-60s then. And as we get into your Wednesday, a lot of cloud cover and rain showers back. That's going to hold our highs near 50 degrees.
Thank you so much, Chase, and we will be right back.
Spring is here and the rebates are huge with Valley Home Services. With the quiet and efficient Fujitsu Airstage units, there's never been a better time to buy. And with Efficiency Main rebates up to $9,500. Plus, Valley Home is offering an additional promotional discount of $750 per system until April 30th. Best of all, everyone qualifies for a rebate even if you've received one before. Spring into home comfort and incredible rebates with Valley Home Services.
The marathon of life can be challenging. Chores and responsibilities keep us from the things we once loved and the aspirations we set. But it's never too late to find your second wind. With an affordable, fully online program and advisors to help you along the way, you can cross the finish line when it works for you. Finish strong at the University of Maine.
With over 30 years of experience, Patriot General Contractors knows how to get your home renovation project done right. Our certified contractors can help you build, redesign, or finish the project of your dreams. Check out Facebook page for reviews and visit patriotgeneralcontractors.com to schedule your quote today. Patriot General Contractors, redesigning your properties for the future.
Got old metal and junk cars? Turn that clutter into cash at Daddy and Daughters. We make recycling easy, fast, and fair. From Skowhegan to Dover Foxcroft, from Troy to Lee, you can trust our certified scales and friendly service, offering top prices for junk vehicles in Maine. Whether you drop off or we pick up, Daddy and Daughters covers central and eastern Maine. Come see us at one of our 4 locations and watch your scrap pay off. Daddy and Daughters, turn scrap into cash.
The U.S. Postal Service makes moves to increase the price of stamps. The USPS filed a notice with the Postal Regulatory Commission Thursday to make price changes for stamps by July 12th. The new proposed rates, if approved, would increase mailing services product prices by nearly 4.8%, which would increase the prices of letters from 78 to 82 cents. In a release, the department said that the changes come amidst a, quote, severe financial crisis. Despite the suggested changes, the agency assures that its mailing prices are still some of the most affordable in the world. Well, you didn't need a passport to take a culinary trip around the world today, not as long as you were at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center in Bangor. Employees, patients, and visitors were invited to attend their multicultural food court event. They got to sample flavors from around the globe, including cuisine from Italy, Lebanon, Japan, and Mexico.
It's a wonderful way to build that, the cultural connection, understanding, awareness, and get people to come together and just eat good food and talk and laugh.
Organizers say the event was good for morale and they are pleased with the turnout. Finally tonight, we are a short time away from witnessing history. As we speak, the crew of the Artemis II mission is on its way back to Earth. This is a live look and listen, actually, at the NASA feed, which is closely tracking the Artemis II crew's return to Earth. They are expected to splash down in the Pacific Ocean somewhere around 8 p.m. tonight. The historic mission has brought humans past the moon and deeper into space than ever before. We are all watching with admiration and inspiration as we await their safe return. Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at ABC 7 News, take care and have a great rest of your night. And for more, you can join us over on Fox 22 News tonight at 6:30.
Tonight, Artemis II coming home.
A civil restraining order against him because I do not feel in danger or fear for my safety. When it comes to him, I feel very bad that this is even happening. I was just so upset and tried to put the blame on him because he made me mad about other issues between us. At this point, I would like to clear his name because he's not the one who did this. Case is dismissed. We're done. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
Well, he knows he's guilty. He knows he did it to my car.
I feel very vindicated.
He vandalized my apartment building, and he put my car tires on flat.
No, actually, she lied completely about the whole situation.
He told me that he was going to get sent to jail, and I didn't want to see the child of my father go to jail.
That was a lie.
But he's the one who told me to say it. He told me to say it to a probation officer.
She called me somewhere like, someone sprayed my building, did my car. I'm like, I don't know, was it me?
I just want to leave the drama alone and he can be a father to our daughter.
I keep living my best life.
I can finally get my car fixed. I didn't do it. It was her. I saw her do it. Not at all. I do not know her. I've never seen her before.
She hopped in her car and sped off. She had her kids. Her other kids were with her.
Apparently everybody's dating Dwayne.
Oh, you can have him.
Dwayne has multiple women, so it could have been someone else.
I just want everybody to be peaceful with one another. They don't need to carry on any further.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
Governor Janet Mills signed the hotly contested $500 million supplemental budget today at Eastern Maine Community College in Bangor. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. In addition to a 2% tax on Mainers who make more than $1 million and $300 relief checks for qualifying Mainers, the more than $500 million budget also makes free community college permanent. The governor signed the measure surrounded by community college students who will directly benefit from its passage.
Everything that this campus and the 6 other campuses offer are critical needs for our people, our families, our economy, and critical needs for the young people who need to find a good job, need to find a good career that fits them, that suits them. And that's what I've seen in touring the community college campuses all over this state.